Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. As always, it's Grace, and the video that I'm going to be doing today is going to be my July TBR. But since I'm filming this on July 1st, which most of you may know is Canada Day in Canada, I did want to start by saying a few things first, and primary among those is that I am proud to live in this country, proud to be Canadian, but it's important to realize that there are a lot of things in Canada's history and things that are still going on that we shouldn't be proud of, and we're not a perfect country by any means. So I know that worldwide Canada kind of gets the reputation of being like the nice country, the polite country, and all of those things are really funny, like as jokes and stuff, but we do have some ugly history, and that primarily concerns our treatment of Indigenous people. And so today, I'm wearing orange, and my housemates and I are going to be not celebrating Canada Day, but instead we're going to be going on an Indigenous walk to recognize the remains of Indigenous bodies and Indigenous children that have been being found around the country recently as old sites of residential schools are excavated. And it's a very, I don't want to get choked up just talking about it, but it's a very tragic situation, and it's something that we can't shy away from as like modern Canadians. So I don't feel like I articulated that the best, but I urge people that you can still be proud to live in this country while not ignoring the fact that we've done some pretty atrocious things to parts of our own population in the past. And I just think that we need to consider the current climate before we celebrate Canada Day, because there are more important things happening, and not everyone has had the same opportunities living in this country that you have had necessarily. So all that aside, I wanted to say that, but we are just going to get right into my July TBR half of this video. So so thanks for sticking around, and I do have some buddy reads this month, some books that I'm really excited about. It might be a little ambitious, but when is it ever not? I'm gonna try and go in order that I think I'm actually going to read these books. So first up, we have Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, which is something that I've talked about a couple of times because I partially finished this in the month of May, but I put it on pause for the readathon in June. So I have, I think, about 100 pages left in this book. So I'm really hoping to just knock this out of the way right away, find out what happens to Fanny, and I was enjoying it, so I'm excited to get back to it. And hopefully I'll get this done in the first couple of days of July, and then I'll move on. The second book that I know for sure that I'm reading is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and this is going to be with my lovely friends from a little group chat book club that I have, and one of these is Katie without an E, whose channel I will have linked down below, and the others, my friends Julia and Hannah, they don't have YouTube, but that's fine. We have our little book club where we'll read a book together every month, and I'm really excited to get to One Last Stop because I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue by this author, and I read that a couple of years ago now, so I'm excited to get back into their writing because I think that they write really cute romances. The third book that I know I'm going to get to this month, and this was sort of a last-minute addition, is going to be A Shadow in Summer, the first book in the Long Price Quartet. And the reason that this is a last-minute addition is because I didn't know that I could get this bind up of the books. Like, somebody said that it was out of print, and maybe it is and I just got like really lucky, but I went to my bookstore kind of on a whim yesterday on June 30th, and there it was, and I was like, I think I'm legally obligated to buy this. Like, I even messaged my friend Overly Average Ben, whose channel I'll have linked, and I was like, I'm legally obligated to buy this, right? And we agreed that I was. So I did. and I'm going to be hopefully catching up to Ben in this series, but I am going to be buddy reading the first book with Joanna from Joanna Souza, and I think she's reading the first 2 this month, but I'm definitely going to be with her on book 1, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to have time to get to book 2 this month, but we'll see. You never know. So I am so excited for this. You can blame Alan, or thank Alan, I guess, depending on your point of view, but Alan from the Library of Alexandria has had literally everyone reading this recently, and I want to join onto that train. So here we go. Now, the 4th book that I know that I want to get to is my Wheel of Time book for the month, because my goal is to read like approximately 1 book per month, and it's been working out really well for me so far. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do this month, and that's just because I did pick up New Spring, but my like regular series in order read for this month would be Lord of Chaos. So you can see that there's a slight difference in the size of these two. Just use your imagination, you know, you might not be able to see it, but there's a slight difference in the size. And it's not that I'm burned out on the series, I'm not. I'm really enjoying it. But I do think that July is going to be a really busy month for me. So what I might do is just slot New Spring in, and it'll be a lot easier and quicker for me to get through than Lord of Chaos. But then, like, I'm really eager to get back to the world and the story too, and to find out what happens. And people have been telling me that I'm really going to like the ending of Lord of Chaos, and I'm so excited for it. But it's so big. So really, we'll just see what happens. Because, like, maybe what I'll end up doing is, if I have room at the end of the month after reading New Spring, I'll start this. We'll really just see how it goes. But either way, I am going to be continuing my Wheel of Time journey this month. It's just a matter of which book it's going to be. Okay, next up, and hopefully something that I'll be getting to in the middle of the month, is The Sword of Kagan by M.L. Wong, and this is a buddy read on the Wizardly Duo Discord, which I will also have linked down below, because that is a great community. They have just created such a fun and welcoming community, and I'm really excited to read this with them, because I know that other people in that Discord have already read this and have just, like, agreed with what everyone else says about how fantastic it is. So I really, really cannot wait for this. Now, you'll start to see how this is a little bit of an ambitious TBR, because next up we have Valor by John Gwynne. And actually, I don't think that I've mentioned this in a video yet, but I ordered 2 of these books from Book Depository, like fully thinking that they were going to be the same size. But they're not. We have Malice and Ruin right here. Look at how short that is. And Wrath, too. This is the saddest thing. It's the saddest thing that I've ever seen. But anyway, I am hoping to read Valor this month, because I'm like, I just can't wait to get back into this world and continue The Faithful and the Fallen after reading Malice in May. I didn't read any in June because they just really didn't fit in the readathon for me, but everyone says that this book is so much better than Malice, and I already really liked Malice. So, and you know, eventually if I read this series and I really love it, I'm gonna go out and get myself a matching set, because I can't deal. And then finally we have The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, because I have not been purposely putting this off. Like, I swear. I really do want to read The First Law, but for some reason this book just keeps getting put off. I've been putting it on TBRs since February, and I just need to prioritize it. And there are other books on this TBR that are higher priorities for me, so like, I don't want to promise that I'm gonna get to this month, but I just keep kicking myself because I don't know why I haven't started it yet. But maybe July will be the month. I'm really hoping that July will be the month, and this is why I'm putting it on here. So as you can see, that is a pretty hefty TBR, but we will see how it goes because, like in the Long Prayers Quartet, that's a bind up. So the first book is not going to be nearly all of that big chunky boy. And then if I read New Spring, then maybe I'm in a position to actually finish this TBR. But that said, I am really, really excited for this reading month. I had a fantastic reading month in June, and I'll have my wrap-up going up soon, but there are so many books to read, and I'm really looking forward to these. So that is going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!